Welcome to Driving Immersion. This is the immersive racing experience. Studio 397's Le Mans Ultimate is the best detailed simulation of the World Endurance Championship. We are racing in Le Mans Ultimate using as much of its simulation factors to be as close to endurance racing as possible. We drive from the cockpit using a Fanatec CS LGD Plus wheel and load cell pedal set, without any assists except for what exists in the car. There are collisions and damage, tire wear and fuel use, including virtual energy. Give us a like and click on subscribe now so that you don't miss out on any of it. Volume up and let's go. We rejoin the race from the pits at the Bapco Energies 8 Hours of Bahrain. This is the third segment of the series, and we are driving the Puegeot 9x8.
Okay, so this set of tires is wearing very fast, 39% at the most. So that is kind of high. Let's see if we can reduce that by going up in temperature. Let's do 22.5. And right now we will keep the rears just a little bit more. And we can't change the setup. We do hope that we could reduce or change the brake ducts, but 25 seconds worth of damage. Let's go. So this pit stop is going to cost us 82 seconds. We are repairing 25 seconds worth of damage. We are staying with the same set of tires, getting a full fuel load and full recharge of virtual energy. Momentarily we are in 4th place. I believe other cars are also in the pits as we are. I see a Toyota coming by. That is a Toyota behind us. That is one of the Alpines exiting now. And again, this will put us back once everything is done here in the pits.
And that is the recap. Hopefully it'll catch us back up to the race here at Bahrain. Don't forget, as we circle the track, there is an indicator just in front of the rear wheels that indicates where we are in the race as far as our place on the grid. Currently, we are back to 17th when we
on the
leave.
Steering wheel, I don't know what strat means. I don't know what torque split is for. I believe that would be the differential. And I don't know how to adjust that if we can.
Unfortunately, there is no adjustment for the differential while in the race.
About 10 seconds left. Anti-roll bars, grip, traction control. And we are good to go.
We can, however, control the sway bars front and rear, also traction control, and the brake bias.
Always cautious here into turn 1. Obviously the tires are cold.
Yes, very sharp turns there with cold tires, and we're just going to take it easy and let the tires warm up. In fact, if you do warm them up too fast, they will degrade very quickly throughout the race. So you want to take your time in doing that as we come out.
And we do exit the pits out in 15th place.
So we do exit back in 15th place. There must be a couple of other cars still left in the pits after the first round of pit stops. Again, we are now on lap 58 of an expected 250 laps here for 8 hours. Having a look around the track, you can see that the sun is sort of setting. The color is now golden brown and the shadows are getting longer. In just a few minutes, we should be able to see the track lights starting to come on. Here in Le Mans Ultimate, it is shown as a flickering at first as we circle the track, and then eventually it will remain on. And here at Bahrain, the track is very well lit, even at night. So the dark will be no detriment here for the race. Coming in through turn 14, you want to touch the curb just on the right. Turn 15 there, also to the right, but very slight as we exit out.
934, 11.81.
turn 5 there, very slight left, and turn 6 to the right, turn 7 here as we are going downhill to the left, and then very hard braking once again for turn 8, a very sharp right-hander. Accelerate up the hill as we fight for traction. Now the cars here in the World Endurance Championship have four-wheel drive, however they are not implemented until about 120 miles an hour or 200 kilometers per hour. This is turn 13 here to the right. A very short straight, but a very good place for passing. And turn 14 once again.
We'll take it. Gotta get to a groove here.
Right now, as we come in through turn 9 and then turn 10, we have a very clear track ahead of us for now. The next car ahead of us is the BMW, and that is just about 4 seconds ahead, already into turn 11. And now we approach turn 11 and come through a very tricky left-hander that also opens up into turn 12.
Not enough brake.
That time was a 154.45.
Six hours left in the race now. 2 hours done.
Coming through again into turn 8 as we are passing GT3s.
Nice drive.
The other class also on the track. Now the circuit here at Bahrain is 3.3 miles around, 5.4 kilometers. And first opened in 2004, originally hosting just F1 races. But now as we have a look around the track, you can see there is a drag strip available. crossing the start-finish line. We are now.
Okay, we are back to the 153s.
We are now on our 4th lap here of the stint. Lap 61 of the race. Now 153s has been the norm here at Bahrain for the hypercar class. We have reached as low as 152s, so our car is very fast. We had found no occasion in the first and second segments or stints to try to save any fuel. Right now we are pretty much on the same strategy as most of the field. And we may change that if we can make our way to the front, but again, we started at the very back.
Very wide.
So our goal here is to make it to the front, and then from there on we can start to control the race in the 9x8. There, a very quick shot into turn 11. We got to see the BMW just come through. And again, that is Dries Van Toer. Currently in 14th place, just about 5 seconds ahead. Again, as we circle the track here, you can see that we have the 2025 field of the GT3 car class. A couple of Mustangs. We have the Mercedes now. And I believe the first that was available was the McLaren.
About 1.1 seconds down on that lap.
We also have the full field of the hypercars in the hypercar class, including the very green Aston Martin, which has a very nice engine note, and hopefully we get to race with him later on in the race here. From the cockpit into turn 4, we lock up our inside right tires just a little bit. It is a very extreme braking and turning zone. Downhill into 7. The Lexus RC GT3.
We are making time on the Alpine ahead. Ever so slowly.
Still a clear track here for the number 93 9x8 Puegeot. Again, the next car up is just about 4.5 seconds ahead. And we are making time on him just little by little as we circle the track here. Looks like one of the Porsches spinning into turn 4 as he exits out. Again, a very complex right-hander under very heavy braking. Also
very wide into turn 8.
Heavy braking into turn 8.
Oh, that is not an Alpine, that is a BMW.
And there is the BMW just exiting your picture to the right. hiding behind one of the GT3s. Certainly we are making up a lot of time here on Dries Van Thur. Down to 1.5 seconds as we come in through 12 and 13.
Still a lot of fuel on board.
Right now, another 153 for the number 93. As long as we keep our lapping here very consistent, we should be able to catch up onto the field. And again, we are now catching up to the BMW just ahead of us in 13th place. This car seemingly not having a lot of speed in qualifying, and in fact we qualified last. But right now we are making up a lot of time on the field. It's very possible that it could be due to fresh tires or just our time in the stint. Of course, a lot of it is going to depend on the other cars either trying to save fuel or maintain their tires.
Fighting for traction out of 11.
Little off-track excursion out of turn 12. As we head down the main straight, that is the pit entrance to the right. Pit boxes also to the right, and the grandstands to the left. Very heavy on the brakes, and they do lock up very heavily here into turn 1. And if we keep doing that, we're going to find that they are flat spotted, which will start causing a vibration in the steering wheel until we can get those tires off. Closer and closer we get to the BMW here. We've got a very good jump out of turn 4 into 5 and 6, but he remains just ahead of us. Really not a lot of room here to make a pass. We can dive in here into turn 8.
A little
touch there. And as we are watching the car around the track, we are noticing that the red brake discs are glowing a lot longer than the front ones. And that is an indication that the rears may be doing more braking, or that we just didn't put enough air or air ducts to cool the rear brakes. Remember that being in the rear, they don't get as much air cooling as the front ones do, but at the same time, you want to keep all of the brake discs at operating temperature, so you don't want them to cool down on the long straights. And in that way, you'll usually use less ducting on the front wheels, as they are always exposed to the oncoming air. Something to consider, as we are not able to change the size of the brake
Stick your
venting
nose in. There we go.
while we are in the race. We can do that in the practice and qualifying sessions when we tune the car, but right now, no tuning allowed. We can also, however, a big hit there from the number 93, a tag on the BMW Again, under very heavy braking. If he brakes too hard, we're going to run into him, and so on. Or if we just don't brake enough. And that's one of the two things that could have happened there. But both cars still on track and back to racing. There is damage now indicated on the lower right HUD of the number 93.
So we got damage to the front end. It is orange.
Yes, that is the orange
So
indicator
bad,
there on the
but
front
it's not
bumper.
red.
Right now, the number 93 trying to find its way back to the back bumper of the BMW of Dries Van Tour. And we will attempt that pass once again once we catch up. Dark, dark shadows now as the sun continues to set here in Bahrain. Heavy braking again and locking into turn 4. Our brake bias is indicated there on the very lower left of the steering wheel display.
You can
right
see
now,
the rear fenders on his car are wrinkled. Oh, another hit there. A little too slow there, Dries.
yeah, so right now he may be going a little bit too slow. But yes, on the lower left of the display on the steering wheel, the brake bias is indicated. We are at 53.70. We may start to adjust that up a little bit. Again, so that the front brakes can do more braking. I believe the locking up is due to the rear wheels. That the screeching that we hear on the tires are in the rear wheels. And we'll have to move that brake bias up in very small increments, just to make sure that's what it is.
Just hanging out for traction.
To not have enough braking power. Very crowded into turn 1, and we are going to be able to just sneak in underneath the BMW. There was a Ferrari there slowing both cars, and we just happened to pick the right line coming in, and now we are ahead of the BMW of Dries Van Tour. 13th place now for the number 93.
Full lock to the right.
On the outside apron of turn 11. Over the apron as we come into 13. That is the BMW staying with us.
That is going to be time lost.
shoulder of Dries Van Tour.
The
Now
signal
back
lights
to
on
the
the dash are
cockpit.
just not bright enough. I believe they are signaling traction in red. Trees is still back there.
A very technical turn
We are
10.
losing
We
time to
are
the car in front.
braking very hard through turn 9 as we are turning left, and then we are going downhill, so our weight is a lot less on the wheels. And that is why we are trail braking all the way from turn
Very
9
wide.
all the way through turn 10.
Losing time.
There as we exit
And the BMW
out of
is
turn
back up to our
12.
bumper.
We are struggling to keep the car turning to the right, so we are definitely understeering. And the BMW is still continuing on, able to keep up with the 93.
We are not able to get away.
The view from behind in the BMW. Very heavy braking into turn 4. We are going to apply our brakes at the 150 meter mark. Touch the curb on the right. We are going to exit on the apron here to the left. Again, as we are circling the track, the car's placement in the field is indicated by an LED display. BMW now
Still
in
losing time to
14th
the car in
place.
front.
Yes, up in front now is the Puegeot Cadillac. And that team has proven
Looks
to
like
be
the
very
BMW
fast here
went for
this
a
weekend.
spin. And we are very wide. Maybe the track's getting cool now. Okay, let's have a look at our tire temperatures. 185, 182, 174 in the back.
Fourteenth lap now of the stint. We run into the Mercedes
I knew
as
that was
we are
gonna
going
happen.
right. Here is turn 4, and it appears we are going to tiptoe through as we are very much understeering here in the number 93 as we try to solve it. Right now we are considering the tire temperatures, the brake temperatures, and we will make adjustments on the brake bias as well as the anti-roll bars as we need to. Coming through turn 14 in the number 93, we can see the sun is setting, headlights on, and a clear track up ahead for the number 93.
And we are still losing time to the Cadillac.
3.31.
So that time around, another 153.3. Again, we are still losing just a little bit of time to the Cadillac just up ahead, but we are maintaining a constant and steady 153 lap. This is the BMW GT3 just up ahead coming into turn 4. Again, very complicated, but now we've got traffic. Exiting on the apron to the left, going as wide as we can. This is turn 7 downhill, and we are coming up to turn 8. We're going to be going very, very slow here, almost a hairpin. Keeping the car under control, accelerating up and out. Turn 10 here with a couple of GT3s just up ahead, so we are caught up now to a lot of traffic.
Bump up our brake bias to the front
153.79.
just a little bit more. I do feel vibration in the steering wheel from a flat spot.
Yes, in previous laps we had been locking up the tires here coming in through turn 1, even through turn 4, but right now we are moving our brake bias to the front, letting the front brakes do a little
Brakes
bit
are
more
good
work.
now. I think the car responded very well to moving them up front by at least 2%.
We can keep an eye on the temperatures of the brake discs or brake pads. Thirteenth place here on the grid for the number 93, as indicated by the side pods LED display. So another 153, but fortunately for us, the car up ahead had a 157, so that is a difference of 4 seconds. So we will be catching up now to the Cadillac after that lap. The Corvette in 4th place.
quite a mess there coming into turn 10.
A very healthy dose of lockup there coming into turn 10 as we lock up the tires. This is the Cadillac just up ahead. Coming in through 12 now and 13. Quick look up at the grid, and this is the Ferrari of Antonio Puegeot. Robert Kubica, who had earlier had the lead, back in 9th place, no doubt due to pit stops.
Okay, 153. We are going to be slow.
That time was a 153.
Nearly identical laps. We're about 0.02 of a second faster.
Again, looking up through the grid, that was Earl Bamber in the other Jota Cadillac. This is now the number 007 Aston Martin. Currently in 4th place. 3rd place, the Alpine, number 36. Right now in 2nd place, Sebastian Buemi in the Toyota. And then Pierre Guidi in 1st place, right now in the number 51 Ferrari.
Very wide on 13.
Down the main straight, passing through the grandstands across from the pit boxes, coming into turn 1 with the number 93. Again, having a look around, Sutton is certainly setting, but the track lights are not on just yet. This is the exit of turn 4, this is turn 5, turn 6 here to the right, as we go again downhill, down through turn 7, braking very hard into number 8, a very technical part here, with several corners that are very technical chained together. And there is the very short distance from 9 through 10, again, from 9 all the way through 10, we're going to be on the brakes, slowing the car down for the off camber, very tight left-hander, which is turn 10. Very wide out of turn 11. We are actually outside of the apron. A little bit of locking up there into 13 as we're trying to clear that GT3 BMW. There is the sun straight in our face.
That time was a 154.51.
So that was just a little bit of a slower lap. The Cadillac ahead, also a slower lap, a 155.3.
we're pushing the car too hard. Our car temps are up about 5 degrees.
So now the track temperatures are going to start changing as the sun is going down. Definitely it's not being warmed as much now. And so the amount of grip through the tires is going to be changing just ever so gradually, and we're going to have to adjust ever so gradually as the change occurs. Up and over the crest into 9. Braking, braking, braking still into turn 10 once again.
We are still chasing that Cadillac up there. It is just the car ahead of the one in front.
And there it is. Very briefly we got to see that is the correct line through turn 11. Nevertheless, the secret here is slow in, fast out, as it is in most corners.
That will kill time. .6 of a second already.
Now there are lights on the dash that indicate loss of traction. Those are the red LEDs. They will change and display different colors depending on the signal. They also display traction, as well as lifting when we should, in order to save on virtual energy and fuel. But they're not very bright, not as noticeable as they are in the Toyota or some of the other cars, including the Alpine. So you can see here that they are at the very front of the dash.
Nearly identical times on the last lap.
Still very visible, but just not very bright. Again, maintaining a 153 lap. Somebody there with a big lockup, and that is the Aston Martin GT3 with the Lexus just getting around. Ferrari 296 GT3 through turn 7. Here as we drive into turn 8, we brake very heavily as soon as we lose sight of the banner on the right.
Think they turned on some of the lights on the track already?
And that is the Cadillac just up ahead flashing through your screen. The time difference now 2.9 seconds. About 4 or 5 laps ago we were about 5 seconds. So ever slowly we are catching up. That is the Mercedes GT3, part of the 25 GT3 class.
Obviously, the Cadillac is not making any mistakes.
Lap 152.98.
I believe we are catching up to our teammate once again. I think he may be down.
Yes, that is our teammate just ahead of the Cadillac, the number 94. And he may be going a lap down. He's definitely not in the standings as we come up. There we are, a quick view through turn 8. And that is the downhill approach into turn 10. The drag strip here at Bahrain just to the right and over the fence.
It nudged the BMW on the pass.
Very big lock up there coming in through turn 13.
Useless.
A lot of traffic. Yeah, so a lot of traffic, so
terrible.
we had to get on the brakes very hard. We ended up locking up the tires and going into a spin. And you can see now that the Cadillac that we were trying to catch is very far up ahead now. So a big loss here for the number 93. That was a 2.1608 lap. So about 6 or 7 seconds slower as a result of that spin. And so we won't want to try to be doing that again. Coming in through turn 11, you can see now that the lights around the track are on. And they'll bring us almost daylight as the night comes in. The car turned here into turn 13. Still sitting on the apron as we look back. So a little bit confusing here with the timing. Luke Duval is our teammate, and right now we are not around him. He is actually up ahead on the track, about 7 seconds or so. There they are, but he is in 17th place. Which would put him just 1 or 2 places behind us. And he is nearly a lap down. That is the difference between some of the back markers and the lead cars here at Bahrain. And we are looking back from the bumper of the Cadillac. That is the number 93 Puegeot 9x8, driven by Mars Medina, coming in through 10 now. And again, just a little bit closer, we are back in sight after a big spin, losing about 6 or 7 seconds. And hopefully the number 93 can come up and start racing again. So once again, we are looking at 12th place, and just up ahead was our teammate in 17th place. I think he may have come into the pits now. Nope, he's still there. Obviously not showing the classification or the leaderboard that you see there on the upper left, as he is further back. So just a minute here. When we were looking back from the Cadillac, he was actually looking at our teammate, the number 94, not at the number 93. And they're just turning to the right. That is the Cadillac. And then this is our teammate here. So we apologize for that. This is again the number 93 of Mars Medina, the number 94 of Luc Duval in the other Puegeot. And now right up ahead, just exiting out of turn 8, is the Cadillac that we are trying to catch up to. And we've been trying to catch him throughout this whole stint, just making little increments of time here. Now 5.4 seconds behind. Having a look at the HUD on the lower right, we are running low now on fuel and virtual energy. Virtual energy says we've got 2.4 laps. We still have plenty of fuel and 4 laps. Of course, virtual energy is going to be our limiting factor here, and that's going to decide for us when we are going to come in, which is a positive thing, I guess, instead of the fuel indicating we should come in. So you can expect the number 93 here to pit sometime soon. And it's very possible that we may get the signal from the pits as we come around the start-finish line this time around. Again, this is our teammate just up ahead in 17th place. We are in 12th place, so there's a big difference here between the two cars, even though they are very close together on the grid. Very handily into turn 4. We're going to get around, and he may have just let us come by. We are just lapping him, of course, so we are not racing our teammate. The very healthy thing to do. Now it looks like a couple of other cars have made pit stops within the last lap or two. We are now up to 8th place, and we may have passed them in the pits. There is our virtual energy once again on the lower right of your screen, now indicating 1.4 laps. 3 laps on fuel. So we haven't had the signal yet from the pit crew, so we may be going around once again. Just trying to stretch this stint just a little bit more. Now we have not entered into fuel energy saving here.
There's the Cadillac coming in, I believe.
Lap 1:53.8.
Yes, the Cadillac is in, and there is our signal from the pits
We
to
need
come in.
We need to lift a little bit.
Yes, so if you are saving fuel here in Le Mans Ultimate, it's very possible that you can extend your stints so that you may end up doing maybe 1 or 2 pit stops less than the other cars or the competition, and that's going to save you at least 40 seconds each time. It's a matter of 80 seconds if you save 2 pit stops. And on some tracks, that is a whole lap. So there is very much a race in the pit stops as well. And again, it does pay off to save on the tires and on the fuel. If you change the tires on the car, a full set is going to cost you about 12 seconds in the pit box. That's 24 seconds in 2 pit stops. So if you can stretch them to 3 stints, you will be saving that much time.
We may be cutting it close here with our virtual energy.
So 0.4 laps on virtual energy, and we are lifting just a little bit early here as we are coming around. We don't actually want to touch 0 on the virtual energy, as we are going to be penalized with a very lengthy stop and go. I believe for virtual energy, if you go to 0, you will have a 100-second stop and go pit stop. Your car can't be serviced or refueled in any way. And if you've ever done that here in Le Mans Ultimate, you will find out that you will run out of fuel before you can remedy the mistake. So you don't want to run out on virtual energy. Into the pit lane now.
Time 2:00.
And that was a very good stint.
0.1%. 0.4% virtual energy left.
We did stretch out our virtual energy
That was cutting it close.
quite a bit, but we had a number of very good, consistent 153 laps to catch up to the field. We didn't actually pass the Cadillac as he came into the pits, but we'll try next time. And that is going to do it for the 3rd segment here of the 8 Hours of Bahrain. We thank you for making it this far, and don't forget to click like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.